Hey guys, welcome to IPINKT. My name is Ingrid. Tomorrow is my second vegan anniversary, so I wanted to take this opportunity to look back in all the tips that I wish I would have had when I started. Because I know that if you want to eat more plant-based foods or if you ever want to go vegan, when you happen to manage multiple food allergies and intolerances, it can be a little tricky. And actually, it can seem impossible, but I've done it for 2 years, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips that can help you on your vegan journey. For anyone who's new to IPINKT, I want to start off by sharing a little bit about me and my food allergies. So I'm allergic to wheat, soy, all tree nuts, peanuts, shellfish, dairy, eggs, peas, and sesame seeds. Then I'm intolerant to lentils and chickpeas. I know that this list can be a little overwhelming and a lot of the allergens happen to be part of a plant-based diet. I don't want to go into too much detail with my vegan story. I've shared it before, so I'm going to leave you that link above and also in the comment section, in the description box below. You'll be able to find it if you want to learn a little bit more about why I went vegan and how I did it at the time. But now, let's go on to the 10 tips that I want to share with you. Tip number 1, know that you can choose to be vegan. Food allergies don't take this option away from you. I feel like we first have to understand what veganism is, and this is an ethical position that goes against the torture of animals. Basically, a vegan doesn't consume or use any products that are made with animal meat, animal bones, animal skin, eggs, and dairy. As well, we don't take any action or participation in any activities that can exploit animals. Knowing this, veganism is not a diet, it is an ethical position. And this is the reason why you can customize your plant-based diet, as veggies, grains, fruits, seeds are so diverse and you're never going to run out of options. Tip number 2, don't transition abruptly. Honestly, it's better if it takes you a couple of months to gather all the knowledge rather than getting sicker. You have to understand that when you're dealing with food allergies, food intolerances, with autoimmune diseases, your body it's already behaving differently. So if you were to feed your body with something that is bad for you over and over, you're just going to get sicker. So what I did that can help you out, it's understanding where to get your fiber, where to get your vitamins, where to get your minerals, where to get your protein, and so on. In my case, I feel like I'm just a little nerd and I love Excel, so I used to collect all of my information there. As an example, I will go on Google and type, which are good sources of plant-based iron? I will get a huge list of veggies, seeds, nuts. Obviously, I'm allergic to nuts, so what I went ahead and did was write all of these sources on my Excel spreadsheet, and I will not include my allergens. It's going to require a little bit of extra work from you, but even if you accumulate all this information for a few months, once you're ready to go vegan, you'll know that you're never going to run out of options. Tip number 3, forget all of the misconceptions you have about veganism. Obviously, it is true that nuts are part of a plant-based diet, but you don't need nuts, you don't need soy, you don't need gluten, and this is something I wish I would have known before, because every time I would go on Google and try to search for recipes, every single one had nuts, gluten, or soy, and I can't have them. Even I cannot have a few legumes. So, nuts are good for minerals as well as protein, but guess what? They're not the only ones. You also have seeds, you have leafy greens, you have grains for that. So just know that there's always going to be a substitute. Don't try to block yourself and restrict you from trying to go or eat more plant-based just because of the allergens. I'm telling you, Mother Earth is going to surprise you with so many sources that you can obtain all of the nutrients that you need. Tip number 4. Be familiar with your body, understand what is normal for you. By that, I mean understand how your skin is supposed to look, how your nails are supposed to look, how strong your hair should be, how is your digestion, how does your belly look when you're not bloated, and so on. Do you get headaches often? How is your period? All of these questions, you should understand how your body operates. So whenever there's something off, you know that it is related to certain problem or maybe food, and this is where you can seek for medical advice. This is where I would recommend you to try to go with a holistic nutritionist if you're already eating plant-based and you're in the middle of your vegan journey. A lot of doctors and nutritionists are not going to recommend you to eat a plant-based diet. If you go to a holistic nutritionist, they'll be able to point you out into the right direction and kind of tell you which are the foods that are good for your body and which are the foods that are not. Tip number 5. Be ready to supplement. Even if you're not vegan, you should be taking additional vitamins. Our food is no longer what it used to be. Our bodies are not able to absorb all the nutrients anymore. For example, there are a few tips that I can give you. If you're deficient on iron, you can take vitamin C. This is going to help you to absorb the iron. If you don't get enough sunlight, then you should be taking vitamin D3. B12 is another one that I supplement. Just because I don't get it from my sources, I have to supplement it, but I'm okay with it. And honestly, a lot of people are deficient. Even my mom, she's not vegan and she has to take D3 and B12. So I'm telling you, it varies from body to body, but you should be ready to look into additional resources that are going to help your body to thrive. Tip number 6. Get familiar with your substitutes. I am allergic to eggs, so I had to learn how to substitute for eggs when I'm baking and also when I'm cooking. I used to think that because all of these processed vegan meat or cheeses or options happen to have my allergens, I wasn't able to go vegan. Here's what you need to understand. All these processed vegan foods are not catered for you, but I can easily make those with some beans and spices and some flour, gluten-free flour at home. So I'm telling you, the ideal thing is for you to make all these replacements at home. But the cool thing is that because of the allergies, we're already doing so. We're already cooking at home. We're already familiar how to do so. So now when you go vegan or when you try to incorporate more plant-based options into your meals, all that you're doing new is not using animal products, but everything else stays the same. Tip number 7. Don't let your cultural background get on your way to go vegan. I feel like oftentimes we believe that our traditional food is made with animal products, so it can be a little tricky to kind of figure out how to veganize those dishes. But if you analyze and take a step backwards, you'll be able to understand where your food really comes from. And I think this applies to the majority of the world. We have to decolonize our food. So for example, in El Salvador, a lot of our food options are made with animal products. However, before we were colonized, we were eating avocados, beans, seeds like chia seeds, quinoa, corn, all of these vegetables. And once we were colonized, guess what? Dairy, eggs, and also meat products were introduced to our culture. And nowadays, there's so many vegan bloggers, vegan recipe creators for each culture that you're never going to run out of options. And if they use your allergens, be familiar how to substitute for them and literally just replace that ingredient. So for example, if I have to make a recipe with tofu, I'm gonna go ahead and replace that with my pumpkin tofu, which is made with pumpkin seeds and water. It literally tastes the same as tofu and it cooks similar to tofu. Tip number 8, adopt a lifestyle, not a diet. I feel like the best for you to be able to thrive in every situation is to adopt a lifestyle. This is the only way that you'll be able to be consistent because it becomes part of your life. And also, dieting has this negative connotation to it. And I am personally one of those that have struggled with anemia, with anorexia, with a malabsorption syndrome, and my list goes on. I've struggled with food. I had a very toxic relationship. I used to not eat so I wouldn't gain weight. I was very scared of getting fat, which I should have never been. And right now, this is the healthiest I've ever been, and this is the most weight I've ever had. I'm currently at 120. Never in my life I weighted this much, but I've been able to heal my relationship with food because that I adopted a lifestyle. If I would have adopted a diet, trust me, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. Tip number 9, track your calories. And now I'm not saying this because I want you to be afraid of carbs whatsoever. I am thriving in carbs and I love them. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you first go vegan or you start to eat more plant-based options, you're going to realize that if you're doing it wrong, you are going to be low in energy. You're going to be feeling very sleepy. Your body might hurt a bit. You might get headaches because you're not eating enough. So if you start tracking your calories, you're going to be able to know if you're hitting everything, if you're getting your fiber, if you're getting your minerals, if you're getting your vitamins, if you're getting your protein, and so on. An app that I love to use, it's called Chronometer. It really shows you everything. So in the case that you're missing something, you can just go on Google and search, where do I get this specific thing that you're missing? And then it's going to give you this huge list of all the foods that you can use, that you can eat, in order for you to be able to consume this nutrient that you're missing. So it's really nice and it helps you a lot, especially when you're new and you don't really understand how to do it properly. The best is to keep track of your calories. And tip number 10, my final one, don't be afraid to not be a perfect vegan. Remember, no one is a perfect vegan. When I started my plant-based journey, I was actually consuming this protein powder that was made with cow bones for 6 months. I had no idea that it wasn't vegan. I thought that it was because it had a heart and then a cow, but it meant that it was made with cow bones. Now I know better, and I have been able to find products that actually align with my ethics and also my allergens, so I don't have issues like that. But a couple of weeks ago, I found out that toilet paper is not vegan because it's made with gelatin, and if you didn't know, gelatin is also made with animal bones. So it's crazy and it's really difficult to be a vegan on a non-vegan world, but we try to do our best. You do a lot by not consuming animal products, by not using animal products, and if you already have them, keep them. No one's gonna judge you for that. It's better for you to keep them rather than be creating a waste that can be harmful for the environment. So a lot of things that I own that were made with animal skin, I still have them. I'd rather have them than throwing them away and creating waste. So it's just a matter of you reflecting that from now on, you can get products that don't harm animals. And don't be afraid. You're never going to be perfect, and it's okay. You're always learning. You're always finding out about a new veggie, a new fruit, a new seed, a new thing that you had no idea wasn't vegan. So it is okay to make mistakes. But the best is for you to stay consistent and to forgive yourself if you did a mistake and keep going. Honestly, you are creating an impact for your health, for the animals, and for the planet. Vegan, it's something that I never expected I was going to become. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to give it a try, that I had the guts to kind of get myself immersed into creating recipes. And now I get to share all these recipes with my platform. I'm really happy that IPINKIT exists. I'm really happy that I went vegan literally 2 years ago. Tomorrow is my second vegan anniversary, so the 17th of May. And I couldn't have imagined something better for my life. I'm doing so much better. I'm healthy. I'm helping so many other people. I have found freedom through doing this, and I have created this community of beautiful humans that we happen to have allergies, but I call them my superpowers because I know when something is bad for my body from the beginning, and a lot of people don't have this superpower and they get sick later on in life. And I know that because of the way that I care for my body, that's not going to be my case. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, that you put all these tips in practice. If you have any questions, let me know. My comment section, it's always open. And if you're new to IPINKT and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. All you need to do is click this red button on your screen, hit the bell once if you want to receive notifications every time I upload a video, share this video with your friends who happen to have food allergies, or those who are new to veganism but want to do it healthier and don't go into eating too much processed food. I really hope that my channel and all my recipes help them a lot. I have ebooks. Oh, I forgot to almost tell you. So because it's Food Allergy Awareness Month, I'm running a campaign, so if you use IPINKT in uppercase letters, you'll be able to get my first ebook with $5 off. I really hope that this resource helps you a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye guys!